What's up, YouTube? I'm here to tell you about my brand new JL Woodwinds tenor saxophone. After over 20 years of playing Yamaha instruments and tenor saxophones specifically, I have decided to make the switch to the JL Woodwinds horn. The purpose of this video is to tell you why I made the change and what is so great about these instruments. A little bit of a backstory. I've known John for over 10 years now. I moved to New York City in 2010, and he was one of the first people I met because I had to take my horn to the repairman to get fixed. And John was working at Sam Ash at the time and was highly recommended by my other saxophone player friends. I also got to hear him play the instrument a little bit and was just blown away by the quality of not only what he repaired, but his musicianship was just insane. He's an amazing player, graduated from the University of North Texas, and was the lead alto player in the 1 O'Clock Big Band. Even though he wanted to play tenor, he was so good they asked him to lead the section. And when you hear his alto sound and improvising, it makes sense. With all this information in mind, if you were an awesome repair tech and also an amazing player, how good of a saxophone do you think that you would be able to construct with all of that knowledge? Fast forward to 10 years ahead, when John started making his Artist Edition tenors, I got to thinking, and if a person knows that much about repairing saxophones and can also play them that well, he's probably going to come up with something really cool and unique to bring to the saxophone community, and that's exactly what this instrument is. Let's check out an A/B playtest of my Yamaha 62 tenor sax that John actually overhauled. On this horn, I'm using a rhodium-plated Boston Sax Shop neck, and I'm going to be A/Bing it with the JL Woodwinds Artist horn. To quote from the website, these saxophones are the culmination of 7 years of experimentation and discovery of what makes the saxophone play, perform, and respond as flawlessly as possible. One of the things I noticed right away from playing this instrument is the tone of the instrument and the way that the notes will slot. And what I mean by this is a note will really lock in and have a really great pitch center the moment the air goes through the instrument. I'm not gonna lie, most saxophones slot pretty well. They're keyed instruments, so you finger a note, the note comes out. Almost all saxophones are going to do that, of course. What I mean when I say slotting, though, is that especially when you get up into the altissimo register and certain notes that may not be as stable in the higher part of the horn tend to really lock in nicely on this horn. The reason for this is because being the expert player and technician that John is, he was able to figure out how to adjust slightly some of the tone hole sizes and placements to get certain notes to pop and be more in tune and just speak better overall on the instrument. Again, another direct quote from John himself: "The body tube, tone hole placements, and diameters have been mapped out from the measurements which we took from our all-time favorite playing Selmer SBA tenors, which have come into our shop. Some additional adjustments to this body tube and its tone hole placements have been made simply to improve the ease of intonation and slotting of pitch when compared to the original Super Balance Action body tubes." The combination of this information, as well as getting to play test the horn myself, was all I really needed. My experience with this saxophone has not been unique. Many of the greatest players in New York City are currently making the switch or in the process of switching over to these great instruments. Just to name a few off the top of my head, there's Chelsea Barretts, Troy Roberts, Brent Burkhead, Patrick Bartley, Godwin Louis, Chris Bittner. I'm sure there's a few that I'm missing, and I'm sure there's going to be many more. The only issue I see with these horns is that John can't make them fast enough. It takes about 15 to 20 hours to hand assemble all of the parts in New York City, and it does take a little while to make one of these things. So outside of the possibility of having to wait a few months to get one of these instruments in your hand, I will say that you will not be disappointed. When John sets these up, he goes through the mechanism of the saxophone, play tests it with his amazing precision playing, and is able to spot check for anything that a player may not be satisfied with when they get the horn. The next example is going to be an A-B comparison of the J.L. Woodwinds horn with the J.L. Woodwinds neck and the J.L. Woodwinds horn with the Boston Sax Shop neck. I've been trying to decide which neck I'm going to use. I wanted to get your opinion on it, so again, please drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know which one you liked more on both of these play tests. The components of this saxophone are all designed at 4 separate top quality saxophone part manufacturers located in Taiwan. These saxophone makers produce a majority of the saxophones that you see on the market today. What I think is so special here is that John has designed the parts and components that go into making these saxophones for creating a top quality instrument. I have to say that after 20 years of playing the saxophone, it is so great to actually know the maker and designer of a specific instrument and know that 1, he's a great dude, and also 2, he's a great player, a great technician, and just knows how the instrument should work. If you made it this far, I appreciate your continued support. If you haven't already, click that like and subscribe button below. There's plenty of more videos on the way, and thank you so much for watching. Free downloads are available on my website of all the exercises you just heard, so please feel free to go and check those out as well.